Hello everyone, welcome to Kishwar's Picks Week 6 edition. I finally had a good week last week. I actually won 9 and 5. Um, Most of my predictions were spot on. My lock of the week was Raiders, got that correct. My upset was Falcons, got that correct. And I also picked the Jets to lose, and of course that happened as well. Quick recap of the Jets last week. It's what I expected. I mean, they actually hung around first half, which was kind of surprising. But second half, they just showed they just don't belong in the same field as Pittsburgh as of yet. They got shut out in the second half. The defense is atrocious as the problems continue in this past defense. Second has paid behind Seattle Seahawks secondary, and we're ranked 30th pass defense. So it's I don't know who has an explanation for that, but Todd Bowles definitely has his work cut out for him. Ryan Fitzpatrick didn't throw an interception, which was okay, I guess. 13 points on offense isn't going to cut it, especially when you face a Pittsburgh defense who is really in the bottom half of every statistic. So disappointing, but not shocked. They weren't going to get the best of Ben Roethlisberger anyway. And they lost, and it is what it is. 1-4 season. Again, I've said the season doesn't start for them till week 7 when the schedule lightens up. But we'll touch up on what happens in week 6 at Arizona. With that being said, let's bump into week 6 picks. And the first game we have is Thursday Night Football. Denver Broncos at San Diego Chargers. The Chargers are due to win this game. They have been in every single game. They could easily be 4-1. But unfortunately, they're 1-4. Philip Rivers deserves a lot better than what his team is giving him. But with Gary Kubiak out, I expect the Broncos to be thrown off a little bit on offense. Trevor Siemian should be back to start this game, but I think Chargers at home are due for a win, and I'm going to pick them to beat the Broncos. Moving on to Sunday's games, and the first game we have is San Francisco at Buffalo Bills and Colin Kaepernick's first start. Now, this is a game is going to draw a lot of eyeballs for, of course, the whole situation with Kaepernick, and also to see if Buffalo can actually be a good team this year. They actually won 3 straight, which is surprising, especially after firing their OC after the loss against the Jets. They actually turned it around. San Francisco don't look so good. Hopefully Kaepernick will give them a spark, and he should be able to play a lot better than Blaine Gabbert, of course. But I'm still going to go with Buffalo at home to beat the 49ers. Following game is Philadelphia at Washington. This game will be very entertaining. I expect the Redskins to beat the Ravens last week, and they did. Didn't expect Philadelphia to lose the game against Detroit. Carson Wentz was fine. They dug themselves a big hole early, and they just couldn't capitalize. I mean, they did get back the lead, but unfortunately, they just couldn't win the game. But good game on hand. Redskins at home, I'll give them the edge, so I'll take Kirk Cousins over Carson Wentz. Redskins win. Next game we have Cleveland Browns at Tennessee Titans. At 0-5, I would definitely do want to give them a shot to win this game. However, Tennessee Titans are 2-3, and they looked really good last week. Marcus Mariota was actually the #1 quarterback in fantasy, so that says something. DeMarco Murray continues to have a good season. They should be okay at home to beat the Browns. Cody Kessler should be able to start after getting hurt last week. Whitehurst also got hurt. It's a terrible practice to pick quarterback for Browns. Sorry franchise as usual. I'm gonna give Tennessee the edge at home. Moving on to Baltimore and New York Giants. The Giants are due to, break up that slump they're in. 3 straight losses. I expect them to bounce back at home against the Ravens. Ravens, everyone thought were great at 3-0, but I knew they were overrated, and they're showing up finally to their true colors. Against the Giants, the game won't be easy. I think Eli and Odell will have a monster game. Baltimore will probably hang around in the first half of the game, but they'll fade away, and I expect the Giants to win this game. Moving on to Carolina at New Orleans. Who knew the Panthers would be 1-4? Then again, who knew the Jets would be 1-4? But yeah, surprising to see them in this position. Cam Newton isn't cleared yet, but I'm hoping he will be back. And I hope they turn their season around, because it's looking like Atlanta is starting to run away with that division. So I hope Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers bounce back. However, if the Panthers don't have Cam Newton on Sunday, I expect Drew Brees to pull this one out. So it's a toss-up game. With Cam, Carolina wins. Without Cam, Drew Brees and New Orleans Saints win. Next game, we have Jacksonville Jaguars at Chicago Bears. I'm not sure how many people will actually watch this game, especially when the Cubs are in the playoffs. I don't think the Chicago fans care so much about the Bears right now. Brian Hoyer will probably be starting. Jay Cutler hopefully doesn't see the field at all this season. Jacksonville coming off the bye. They won at London. Not sure if they can win in the States. We'll find out on Sunday. So, but I'm going to give the Bears the edge at home. Next game, we have the LA Rams traveling to Detroit Lions. I expected the Rams to hold firm in their home field at the Coliseum against the Bills last week, but unfortunately they couldn't pull it off. They'll be traveling to Detroit, who's coming off a great victory over the Eagles. Matt Stafford and Marvin Jones continue to have a good season. I expect them to carry the momentum from last week into this week, and they should be able to beat the Rams. Moving on to Pittsburgh and Miami. Mismatch all over the field, no matter where you look at it. The Dolphins are atrocious. They're a dumpster fire. They need to blow up that team. That team cannot generate any offense or defense either. Pittsburgh will walk all over them. I'm not going to go in depth analysis for this game. Pittsburgh big over Dolphins. Make that 3 touchdowns. Next game, we have Cincinnati Bengals and New England Patriots. I cannot believe Cincinnati Bengals actually blew that game against the Cowboys last week. Not only they lost, it's the way they lost. 28-0. You should be embarrassed. Dak and Zeke can pull that on you. I don't even want to know what Tom Brady will do to them in Foxborough. Bengals, I thought January is when they start choking. I didn't know mid-season they're going to show up as if these are the playoffs. So the Patriots all over the Bengals. Next game. Raiders come back in life and being 4-1. Actually, if the playoffs started today, they'll be the number 1 seed in the AFC. And Kansas City coming off the bye, they just aren't a good team to me, although they've handled the Jets pretty well, but I just don't think they can hang with Oakland. Oakland at home. Next game we have, it's a good game. Atlanta Falcons traveling to CenturyLink to play the Seattle Seahawks. Very good game. The Atlanta Falcons are soaring high, number 1 offense in the league. Seattle Seahawks coming off the bye, everyone is well rested. This should be a great matchup. Julio Jones, Richard Sherman. The quarterback matchups, Matt Ryan, Russell Wilson. I expect a great game. I'm going to give Seattle the edge at home. Next game, we have Dallas Cowboys at Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers, surprisingly, isn't off to a good start. I thought that would turn around last week. He looked okay for his half against the Giants, and second half, he just faded again. But he had protection this time, so that's something I didn't expect. The Packers' O-line is actually good. Dallas are actually surprisingly 4-1. Definitely didn't expect that out of them, especially with Romo out. But I don't think traveling to Lambeau is an easy task, and I think they will lose this game. And Romo will probably be starting next week. Don't quote me on that. But if I'm not mistaken, I think Jerry Jones said they'll be running tests on him this week, and they should be able to have him back on the field next week. So Green Bay over Dallas. Moving on to Sunday Night Football, we have the Indianapolis Colts at Houston Texans. I did say I'm gonna bank on Andrew Luck to pull the game out against the Bears last week, and he did. And I'm gonna bank on him again this week against Houston Texans. Brock Osweiler is getting paid $18 million a year. He's so average, maybe below average at times. I can't believe this guy robbed the Texans of their money. The Texans will not win this game just because the quarterback play is so horrid. Colts over Texans. Moving on to Monday Night Football, and here we have the New York Jets traveling to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. It's going to be a difficult game. I just found out Carson Palmer will be back to start for them. It's not going to be an easy game. This is desperate times for the New York Jets. It's the first must-win game they have in their schedule. They should be able to pull this one out because I'm going to hope Darrelle Revis will be back, although it's not the notion of having Revis in the lineup. It's not what it used to be. But I still think the defense can finally bounce back because from where they are right now in the secondary, they can only go but up. So I'm just gonna bank on that. Marshall, he's having crucial drops, and he can't. Of course, he's putting up numbers, but he can't be having that many drops. I hope Eric Decker comes back out. I'm not sure what's his status. This will be a difficult game, but Monday night, last primetime game, they pulled it out in Buffalo, so I'm gonna hope they pull it out against Arizona and improve to 2-4. After that, the season gets extremely easier. So I hope this is the engine start for this team, and I picked the Jets to win in a low-scoring game, 20-17. Minnesota and Tampa Bay are on bye this week, so let's see. My lock of the week will be the Tennessee Titans over Cleveland Browns simply because I just don't trust the Browns. And my upset of the week will be San Diego Chargers over the Denver Broncos on Thursday night. As usual, like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think of these picks, and I'll for sure see you week 7. Thank you.